All right, now we're going to be talking about the triangle midsegment theorem. And basically all these words tell you that if you have a triangle, I want you to look at this triangle, and I want you to imagine that we know where the midsegments are. That's very important for you to, when I say midsegment, I meant to say midpoint. I want you to notice that when you look at this triangle, they put one tick mark on either side of point D. That's telling you that D is the midpoint. They put two tick marks on either side of point E to tell you that CE and EB are the same measure, so we know that E is the midpoint of that side. Well, if you draw a segment from one midpoint on a triangle to a midpoint on the other side of the triangle, that's called a midsegment. That midsegment is parallel to the third side of the triangle. It also has an amazing characteristic. The midsegment is 1/2 the length of the side of the third side of the triangle. I always say the side that's parallel to midsegment, but it's the third side. Because remember, we had one side with a midpoint, the second side with a midpoint. We drew the line, and that made the midsegment, so this is the third side of the triangle. Now, instead of thinking of it as just being 1/2 the length of the side that it's parallel to, I like to think of it as 2 times the midsegment is equal to 1 of the parallel side. I think it's easier to set up an equation with 2 times something than to take 1/2 of something. But let's see if it works. We'll do it both ways if you like. Okay, so we're going to find the value of x. Now look how they did this triangle. They put all the midsegments in. But x is representing the midsegment from that side to this side. Does everybody see that that's a midsegment? And we know it's a midsegment, and the reason you have to check this is because sometimes it may not be a midsegment. The only time this relationship exists if this is a midpoint of this side, and here's the midpoint of the other side, so you know that you have a midsegment. So we're going to say 2 times my midsegment is equal to the side that it's parallel to. Make sense? So can we find x now? Yeah, all we have to do is what? Divide by 2. It's okay. So x here is going to be 18. 13. Why did I say 18? Because I didn't hear well. Sorry. I'm glad you caught that. So that was fairly easy. This is a midsegment problem. Yes. We know that the theorem told us 2 times whatever this length is equal to the third side of the triangle. Okay, so let's set this one up. You want to practice it?
I think that was 5x, right?
Okay, that's our midsegment, it's 5x. And what do we do with that 5x?
Equal to 45?
Do we make it equal to 45?
Yes.
What's missing? Where does the 2 go? What are we multiplying times 2?
5x plus 2.
Wait, let's listen. Talk to me. Okay, no. I want you to realize something. We're talking about length. If I have one of these markers and I put another one that's the same side of it with it, that's just like saying this times 2, yes? That's what the midsegment is. This side of 5x times 2 equals the side that it's parallel to, or the third side of the triangle. So 2 times 5x is 10x equals 45. We divide by 10 on both sides. This is the algebra. So x equals 4.5. Okay, let's try this. I want you to think about it. Look at number 3. And I want you to think about an equation that's going to help us find the value of x. What's my mid-segment's measure? 6x. Thank you. Well, this is off a little bit. So my 6x is my mid-segment. So how do I write the equation?
Just then, you put it on your grade and mix that up.
So it'll be 2 times 6x equals 22.
Does everybody have that on their paper? Does everybody agree? Okay, 2 times the midpoint, mid-segment, I said the wrong word, 2 times the mid-segment is equal to the measure of the third side. Twice this measure is this measure. I think that's an amazing theorem. So we have 12x equals 72 divided by 12. So x equals 6. Sookie. Now the reason I've taught you to do this, let's look at number 6. And I'm going to let you do 4 and 5 on your own. Let's do number 6 just to see if you all get how to write the equation. All right? Who wants to talk to me that hasn't talked with me yet? Okay, so what's my equation going to be then?
Oh, which one you want?
6.
Oh, never mind.
Somebody? Catherine, you've talked. Ali? 5x, that's a,
minus 3, and parentheses 2,
times 2, okay.
Equals 3 x plus 12.
Thank you. So how do we now, what's the next step we have to do?
Distribute.
Yep, so what do I get? 10.
10x minus 6 equals x plus 12. And minus 1x
Alrighty.
minus 6 equals 12. Then x is
Uh-oh. Awesome. Okay, do you see though, we still did the same thing. We multiplied our mid-segment, which is here, times 2, and set it as being equal to the third side of the triangle. Make sense? I want everyone to set up the equations for 4 and 5. Give you a couple seconds. Okay, I hope this is what you got. Let's see. 2 times 2x is equal to 3x plus 10. Everybody got that, I believe. This one's way down low, sorry. 2 times the midpoint, which is 2x, mid-segment, which is 2 times 2x plus 23 equals 8x. And then we got 11.5 is our x. Anybody have questions? Oh, this is it.